2023, baby. And we're going to start talking, we're going to start spewing truth about some of the bloggers on YouTube and the promises that they have made and not kept throughout the year. But more so, we're going to review some of the things that some of the bloggers have said that never came anywhere close to the truth. And that's why in this video I compare the great, quote unquote, the great Barry Jordan to Andrew Tate. Because, ladies and gentlemen, they have so much in common. And I have before me 3 pages of notes, 3 pages, 19 items. I don't know how many we'll get through, but 19 Barry Jordan, shall we call foibles, F-O-I-B-L-E-S. 19 Barry Jordan foibles. And then we'll bang a pot. Now, at any one time, anybody that's on the live stream can send me Super Chat and pick a number from 1 to 19, and I will read out your request first, because it's going to take a while to do 19 notes. I have notes. I made notes. There's a lot of people recently taking notes. There are some people taking notes that I didn't even know who they were. They're not even on the blogger file. They're not even on the blogging files for the Philippine genre. But there are people making notes and checking it twice. And I actually have to tell you that all of these lawsuits are not going to work out well for anybody. Not just for me or for you, for Barry or for the other guy or nobody. They're not going to, it's not going to end well. And you know, there's some things that you should know about the lawsuits that you don't know. There are other people that have filed lawsuits against 2 bloggers on YouTube. Now, one of them is, if the lawsuit is still in place, Barry is going to have to come up with a defense and the money for the defense, which he already collected, by the way, to deal with Dimples. And when he says he's lying, when he said, I never said anything derogatory about my ex-girlfriend Dimples. Let me tell you something, Barry, face to face, mano to mano. I got in touch with, I forgot the man's name that was, I have the original recording, the original recording of what you said about Dimples. I have the original recording with your face from your channel, the URLs. And I offered the original recording, legal, documentable, original recording, to Dimples. Hey, Scott, I'm on the air. I'm on a roll, too. I'm going to go through Barry Jordan like the proverbial diarrhea through a hot tin funnel. I'm going through Barry Jordan today. That's today's. We're going to teach Barry Jordan a little lesson. Whether or not he believes it's going to be a lesson, a hot knife through butter. That's one way of putting it. My father used to call it something that sounded like sheets, S-H-E-E-T. We're going to put Barry like sheets through a big tin funnel. Barry, I'm going to teach you a little bit of a lesson today. You're a liar. You're a scammer. You're a thief, in my opinion. You're a con artist, in my opinion. And you're an e-beggar that outdoes anybody else. Now, I have notes and documented, because I keep notes. that you have eBagged 1 million pesos in the last 4 years. You have begged, stolen, or eBagged 1 million pesos. Finagled, we used to use the word finagle, snaked people out of 1 million pesos. If I have to open up those notes, first I got to go through these notes. There's 19 new notes. And like Gomez Adams says on the Adams Family, well, actually, he said, first we clear up old business, then we go to new business. Isn't that what Gomez said? First we figure out, and when they were in the dungeon, and first old business and then new business. So let me tell you what I'm going to do to you today, Barry. I'm going to expose your lies, your half-truths, and your scams. I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm going to tell people what you have done to me directly, and you think it's funny. Because you deserve this. Happy New Year, Barry Jordan. Happy New Year. Let's go through some of the things that Mr. Barry Jordan has done to me, Michael Fazio. Number one, when I have given Barry out shout-outs, for a long time I gave Barry many shout-outs. Somebody would say, did you see the shout-out that Fazio gave Barry? No, I don't watch his shit. His shit doesn't interest me. Okay, it doesn't interest you because it happens to be real. Oh, I'm going to burn him. I'm going to burn his show right down to the ground. I'm going to do this in honor of the good people of YouTube. They need to know the truth about this guy. Nobody should ever think about giving him money under any circumstances. I'm going to go to my old notes. Nobody should ever think about giving him a dime. You see all of his friends come to his channel. John Parrish. Hey, John, how you doing? John has asked him 1,000 questions. When it came down to the nitty-gritty, that John Parrish travels all over the world. Yet John Parrish has never given him $1 in Super Chat that I know of. Steve, 25901, we've had this conversation before. Steve is a good friend of Barry's, but Steve is another blogger that has a mental mindset, and it's okay to have a mental mindset. Steve told me I don't give anybody $1 ever on YouTube. He thinks for some reason that this is free entertainment. So does John Parrish. What about Mickey Mike's 1,000 questions? He gives them $2 or $3 once in a while. We're going to talk about the people that gave him big money and he pissed it away on worthless, useless items and things and booze and cigarettes. So he said he was going to do that. So if you think it's okay to give people money for worthless, useless, degenerative stuff, then you got to get that credit card up on Mr. Barry Jordan's page and give him money, because he will give you all the degeneracy that you need in your life. You don't need to go anywhere else when it comes. When Barry Jordan looks at the screen and says, I don't have an ego up here, this is where my ego is, down here. Do you not understand what he is saying? He's saying that his little Barry Jordan speaks on behalf of his big Barry Jordan, or vice versa. Either way, what he did to me personally, what he's done to me personally. So all the shout outs that I gave to Barry Jordan, not once, not one time, never did Barry Jordan give me a shout out. Whenever somebody would say, did you see the show that Fazio put on? The shout out for Barry Jordan, his response, I don't watch that guy, he's crazy. Let me tell you something, Barry. I have put out some of the best content in the Philippines community for 12 years. Do you ever do a skit, a routine on anything at all, other than the one guy that you've had a fight with legally, that you have a fight on? Nothing do you put out. Your worthless motor blogs, worthless. First of all, you can't hear them. Second of all, people watch your worthless motor blogs so they can hope and pray. This is what they're doing, you moron. They're hoping and praying that you get into a head-on accident. That's what they're doing. They're not watching your motovlogs. Your motovlogs are boring as all get out. There's nothing in a motovlog that is interesting. Watching you smoke a cigarette, waiting for an ash to go in your eye and blind you temporarily, is what they're waiting for you to crash, you moron. But anyway, your motovlogs are worthless and useless completely. Your vlogs where you go by a beach and you showed people a picture of a beach, worthless. Do you go in the water? No. Do you swim? No. Do you interact with other people? No. It's always, hey, how you doing? Hi. It's like you don't even have the ability to interact with other people for any length of time. In front of Cliff's restaurant, nobody ever got that straightened out, by the way. Whether or not you owed Cliff money, didn't owe Cliff money. What happened to Cliff? I mean, you were there every day. Now, I'm not saying you owe Cliff money, but you might own, and you go there when he's not there. Did you ever go back when he was there? No. Why? Why didn't you go back and confront Cliff? Maybe you'd never owed Cliff money, but maybe you did, and you said, look, I'll pay you this money, but if anybody ever asks, this is my opinion. I think you paid him back the money using the subscribers' money for the lawyers. I think you paid him back the money with the subscribers' lawyers' money and said, look, if anybody asks, you tell them that I never owed you money or I paid you back. And of course Cliff is going to do that. He doesn't want to make an enemy of you. As long as he gets his money, he's okay with that. But that's what I think you did. I think, because you've done this before, you've taken Pennsylvania truckers' money and used it for other things. You took money that was pot-marked for dimples and you took 11,000 pesos of that money, of the 25,000 pesos. You have taken, connived, stolen, scammed, and usurped money from places that you should have never done. Now, let me tell you why I'm doing this, okay? I'm doing this because you're a liar, number one. You're nothing like Andrew Tate. The only thing that you and Andrew Tate have in common is you're both bald. That's the only thing the top G, Andrew Tate, and you have in common. Other than that, you're like the polar opposites. Oh, and you both have big egos, except Andrew Tate has stuff to back up his egotistical, maniacal mindset, and you have nothing. You have nothing. You're never gonna have anything. You don't own anything. You said you could put everything that you own at the age of 47 in a suitcase and move to another apartment, which we're going to talk about. I'm going to guarantee you, I know for a fact you can move anywhere you want on the island of Cebu or anywhere in the Philippines, and somebody will be able to find you in an hour. Because foreigners, everybody pays attention to where the foreigners go, but besides that, all somebody has to do to find Barry Jordan, or pretty much any other known blogger, is that has a case against them, to go to the police, local police. They hire a lawyer, and they put a case against that person. And they go to the police, and they say, I want to serve these papers. They hire somebody to serve the papers. And the police will give the server your address. So maybe it will cost 1,000 pesos for a lawyer to draw up a paper that's going to get served to you, a legitimate paper, a notice to appear in court with a case. You can do that for about 1,000, 2,000 pesos if someone really wants to find you. Or they can simply spread the word around. Go to town. Go to town. If someone wants to find out where you went, they go to town. And they go to the tricycle drivers and say, look, I'll give you pesos if you tell me where Barry Jordan is. But moving past that, 3 ways to find you. One is to serve you legal papers, and the police will give them the address. 2, they can go to the tricycle drivers and ask them where you are. And 3, they can go to your landlord, Virgie, and say, I have a paper for Barry. I need to give this paper to Barry. And Virgie will tell them where you are. Just a little bit of grease, and Virgie's hands are going to be very, very slippery. So you can't hide from the community. But this is what pisses me off about you, Barry. Let's just make this clear. You want to hide from whoever it is that you think is going to come after you. And I understand that, because you're a coward. That's okay that you're a coward, because you're not big enough, you're not tough enough. You're certainly not as tough as you think you are. And I can understand why you can't get into a fist fight with everybody that wants to go after you. It's not possible. I can't do it, you can't do it, nobody could do it. But you want to hide from the people that want to go to your house and maybe talk to you. But you think it's funny, Barry, you laugh about this. You think it was funny when I was attacked. That's number 1. That was your first strike, big strike on you. You thought it was funny when I was attacked from the rear and got the shit knocked out of me. You thought that was funny. You were rolling on the floor laughing. You said, for days you couldn't stop watching that video. That's what you said. I have the video. That was your first strike. Your second strike was on Thursday or Friday when Brevis said, I was recorded. Somebody sat outside my window and recorded a conversation that I had with Jack Thompson. And you laughed. That's your second strike, dude. This is what Brevis did. On Barry's show. I have it recorded, by the way. I recorded the comment, the show, and the URL. Yes. Okay, thank you. Let me get through this. I'm going to get more drone. I would have gotten, I'll digress for a moment. I would have gotten drone footage this week, but it literally rained for 12 days every day. It's going to rain again now. This is a comeuppance for Barry, quite possibly. Barry needs to understand something. You're alive, according to another blogger, by his good graces. But he's probably not the only person that wants to come and meet you. But you thought it was funny when Brevis said that I have a video of Fazio calling Jack Thompson an effing a-hole. Does he have that video? He has a recording. Yes, he does. That was a private conversation, Barry. You knew it was a private conversation. Somebody stood outside my window and put a recording device up against my window. That's called stalking, by the way. That's called stalking. You don't want people stalking you, Barry Jordan, but you laughed when it happened to me. That's strike 2, Barry. That's strike 2. Strike 3 is going to come probably within the next 3 weeks, when that guy who has a case against you, he's going to destroy you. Thank you, Scott. He's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you. And you know what, Barry? I'm going to tell you. Here's how strike 3 is going to come. I will testify, if I have to, against you. I will do that. Because you are such a piece of garbage, in my opinion. And you have caused so much pain and suffering in the YouTube vlogging community that I will personally do what I need to do. If that comes to the point where there needs to be another actual witness, I will give the person the videos that I have or testify against you, Barry Jordan, because you think it was funny when I was attacked. You couldn't stop rolling on the floor, laughing when I was attacked from the rear and permanently injured for the rest of my life. You think that's funny, number one. And number two, you thought it was funny when Brevis said that at the 47-second mark in his video that's on his channel, probably gone by now, at the 40, which doesn't really matter, does it? At the 47-second mark, you can hear Michael Fazio calling Jack Thompson an asshole. And you said, how do you know that? And Brevis said, well, somebody was outside his window recording the conversation, stalking Michael Fazio, and they recorded it and gave the recording to Brevis. You think that's funny? Watch what happens if another witness, a legitimate, viable witness, is necessary to go to court against you, Barry Jordan. Watch what happens. That will be strike three. Strike one was when you laughed when I was attacked from the rear, rolling on the floor, laughter where you couldn't stop laughing. Number one, strike one. Number two, you thought it was funny when I was stalked and someone stood outside my window with a recording device and recorded the conversation between Jack and I, which was a private conversation. That's against the law, by the way. But you thought it was funny. Strike two. Strike three will be when I sign an affidavit and go to court to testify what a piece of worthless blogging material that you are. That'll be strike three. You don't think that I will do that? I will do it. Because if you thought it was funny that I got pounded into the ground by somebody twice my size, and you couldn't stop laughing about that, and that's how you make a living, by building up drama against people like myself that put out real content, that don't lie, that don't do drugs, that don't get involved with alcohol, don't get involved with prostitution, none of that shit do I get involved with. And you think it's funny that somebody came by to pound me down into the ground? Well, I'm going to go after you full on. I will be a witness for that other guy if I have to be. Don't think I'm bull-loneying and cheese about that, you worthless human being that you are. You thought it was funny twice now, and I am going to laugh my Badinskis off when I sign the affidavit against you, if it's necessary. I don't care how much animosity or angst I have between the other guy. We'll take care of one thing at a time, like he says. One thing at a time. You're going down, Barry. You think you have people that believe your happy horse nonsense, that you didn't do anything. I'm going to go through this list. We're only up to item number one. We have 3 more hours of this. You, Barry, have screwed the proverbial pooch. And if I have to go to Cebu and have to be a witness on behalf of somebody who I don't get along with at all, I will do that. That's how much I dislike you. Now, it's not like the other guy hasn't done similar stuff, but you, right now, this is where you are. You're getting squeezed into a place you can't get out of where you are right now. You are toast, and you still persist with your blatant arrogance, blatant ignorance, blatant stupidity. You still persist with this nonsense, laughing that somebody was stalking me. You don't think if I want to find you on your island, wherever you move to in Cebu, you don't think I could go to Virgie and then go to Cliff? Or anybody can go to Virgie and go to Cliff? You don't think somebody could find you? Want to bet? Want to bet? Want to bet? You got any money that you want to bet? How much money do you have that you want to wager? I could do that. So could anybody else with any kind of tenacity. They'll send somebody to go find you, give Virgie a couple of thousand pesos, go to the police, or go to the tricycle drivers. That's how easy it is, folks. You want to find Barry Jordan, if you want to find him. Now, let's go to item number 2. Okay, as far as the drone videos. Thank you, Scott. Rabbi, yes. Thank you. You've been watching me for 4 years, 5 years now. Thank you. I put a load in my phone. If you go to my community page, I know your name. Warubiku. Warubiku. I know your name. I remember your name. I have a post on my page. I bought loads last week, Christmas, that were good until New Year's. It rained every single day, all day. Number one, you can't, I'm not going to run the drone in the rain. So it was on rain, off rain, on rain, off rain, on rain. The 15-day forecast before Christmas was rain, but I bought the load anyway. I would have done some more drone videos last week. I'm not running the drone in the rain, and I'm not going to run the drone. I want to run the drone at low tide, and if you look at the tide chart now, the tide was high at 10 a.m. for the last week, a week ago. I want to run the drone at low tide in case something happens to the drone and it falls. I run it along the dry side of the shoreline. So I'm going to make more drone videos. Thank you. Now, Barry Jordan, the mentor of Andrew Tate. That was a bologna and cheese sandwich that I put there. Hard work ethic. You're a useless, your work ethic is useless, Barry Jordan. Barry Jordan, you have no work ethic at all. I've watched you allow Virgie to take down 1/4-inch form plywood from the posts in front of your area that she put up so the dogs couldn't come in, or because you're paranoid that somebody was going to bother your motorcycle. I watched you let a woman that didn't know what she was doing take forms with 2.5-inch nails sticking out of the forms. I watched her pull that stuff apart, not knowing what to do, in a pair of shorts with no gloves on, and I watched you videotape her taking the forms down because you, Barry, are useless as a man. You're not a man. You're not even close to being a man. You're nothing that even the word man and Barry Jordan should never be used in the same day, in the same zip code. You're not a man. You've never done anything manly at all. We hear stories about you flipping pancakes. It's a job, but it's not something I would define as manly. We've watched stories about how you were a bouncer in a bar. We don't even have a picture of the bar that you were in. And number three, Barry, let me tell you something. How you think you could beat the other guy in a fist fight? You can't. You've proven that you can't beat him. You've proven that you're a coward. He hasn't done much more than what you did. But you drove for 2 hours and 15 minutes on a motorcycle to get to where he was after 2 years of running your gums, after 2 years of running your flaps, that you were going to do this and that and the other thing, and you got to where he was. Okay, don't fight him inside. Thank God it's Fridays. Not a good idea. But at least ask him to go outside and have the proverbial cup of coffee with you. Talk it out like men, or whatever it is that you think you are, but you're none of those things. You punked out. He didn't do much more. But you punked out. You drove for 2.5 hours. After 2 years, I heard you say this, Barry. I want everybody to listen carefully to what I heard Barry Jordan say. I heard Barry Jordan say, and I have it recorded probably somewhere, I heard Barry Jordan that he was going to take a sharp instrument and shove it into somebody's neck and use the man's name. I heard him say that. And then let the guy bleed out. And you don't think he has that tape recorded? He does. I remember he recorded it. Okay, but I heard you say it. You have physically threatened him. He threatens you legally, and he's threatened you physically, but you moron, put your face in the video. I have heard you say that. I'm not going to. You think it's funny that I was stalked? You think it's funny that I was pummeled by somebody twice my size and much younger? You think that's funny? I'm going to laugh my ass off when you get deported or jailed in the Philippines. Because you want to make money doing drama. You want to make money doing drama. You want to be the drama king of YouTube. That's the only thing that you know how to do. You go look at my channel. I have 12,000 videos building stuff, building workbenches, building decks, 20 men working for me. I own cranes, barges, tugboats, backhoes, excavators, bobcats, drill rigs, trenching machines. I have 11 federal and state licenses, and you think you're a blogger, and I have all of that stuff on YouTube. You're nothing. You're a worthless blogger as far as blogging goes. As a human being, you're even less. You think you're going to get away with this? I have told you for a year and a half to shut your mouth, get your face off the camera if you're going to say something derogatory, especially a threat with a sharp instrument to a man's neck. I have told you, don't do that. And you did it repeatedly. Okay? Get this straight, Barry. I have warned you. I have sent you information via my other 2 channels. Don't do certain things. And you say, don't tell me what to do. I have told you how to save money. Do you know that I have a timer on this camera? Barry Jordan smokes a cigarette. It takes him between 8 minutes and 30 seconds and 9 minutes and 25 seconds to smoke a cigarette. He throws it over the top of the fence. I put the timer down on reset and I start the timer. Never, ever, not even one time has Barry lasted 8 minutes before he lit up another cigarette. Never. He typically lights up a cigarette between 1 minute and 26 seconds and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So he throws one out, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds, typically he's lighting up another cigarette. And you don't smoke 3 packs a day? Well, let me tell you, that's 1 cigarette every 10 minutes. That's 6 cigarettes an hour, 12 hours a day, 72 cigarettes. That's 3.5 packs a day. You lie about that as well. Now, you probably don't do that all day, but you smoke 3 packs, you smoke 2.5 packs, you lie. You say, I only smoke 2 packs, and I don't smoke them. No. What is it with those 4 puffs that you take on the cigarette? Is there something mentally wrong with you? Are you mentally unstable that you take 4 cigarette puffs to get that cigarette smoke nice and hot and then suck it into your lungs a little bit and then you hold it? You're a demented cigarette smoker. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes, but you do. So that's where your money is going, folks. 3 packs of cigarettes a day. That's 30 packs of cigarettes every 10 days. That's 90 packs of cigarettes a month. Let's say it's 80. 80 times, that's not 80 times 125. That's 10,000 pesos a month for cigarettes. And you people give them money. There's something wrong with you to give somebody 10,000 pesos a month. Does he ever stop smoking cigarettes? No. That's the last thing he's going to give up is cigarettes. So who's giving me 10,000 pesos a month for some worthless habit? You people will come here for days on end and not throw me a super chat. And you'll give that worthless blogger 10,000. He always has money for cigarettes. I think that's wrong. Hold on a second. I probably have more notes coming in. Hold on a minute. I hear secret notes on Skype. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So here's a new twist. Here's a new twist. Somebody, I'm not going to say who, Going down to the prosecutor's office on Monday, they had to make extra copies where she went down to the prosecutor's office last week. But they will make copies of the original documents from about 1 month ago, and they are going to choose 2 different strategies to attack a blog. And how much stuff is involved with this case? I don't know where he's staying. Oh boy, there's going to be some more cases filed this week. I hear. Oh, wait a second. He's going down to the prosecutor's office on Monday to make extra copies. She went down yesterday, but we'll card so many copies of the original documents to push. Somebody knows the chief prosecutor, and he's going to go broke in the process because Effer Fazio is on my island. I'm here in Bahal. Purposely throw it in my face. I don't know what that means. I don't know where he's staying or when he did video live or recorded, but it went up an hour ago. That was back in September that I made that video. Okay, so he's paranoid. There's been no traveling done since September. Oh, so we have a case going against Fazio now, according to another blogger that just sent me some information. So, was I on the island of Bentalion? No, I haven't been there since September. But the video went up an hour ago. But the video was posted in September. See how this is getting out of control with all the cases? But I'm going to burn you, Barry. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to take you down as far as it needs to go. I'm going to dress you down properly because we have more notes. So let's see. Let's go digress over this. That Effer Fazio is on my island. Oh, okay. Wait a second. This is from back in October. Purposely throw something in my face. Oh, this isn't new. This is from a long time ago. Yeah, I went to Bentalion Island to go see the ruins. Okay. Yeah, I have the original. That's all nothing. That's all a nothing burger. See how it's getting out of control? It's getting out of control, too. So, yeah, I have the original police report on him dated October 2022. I can easily date. He came to my house to harass me, and I know where he's staying. This is a lie. See, this is getting out of control. So none of it can be proven what I see in the chat. So this was original chat recorded from a Skype conversation that has nothing to do with reality. Can't be proven. I never met anybody. I never harassed anybody in person. And you can make a police report out on anything you want. But Barry, I'm coming after you. I am going to go to Cebu and file an affidavit against you that you threatened somebody's life, if that's what it needs to take, because that's how much I don't like you. So I'm looking at this comment. This is all nonsense. I never harassed anybody on Bentalion Island. I went there to videotape the ruins with Daisy May. So, see, but Mr. Paranoia, Mr. Paranoia, good for you, Mr. Paranoia. Now, you never lied, Barry. You never lied. You didn't lie when you took PA Trucker's money and it was supposed to go to Dimples and you took some of it. That's a lie. You never lied when you took $500 for your teeth from PA Trucker. That's a lie. You never lied when you said you're gonna you wanted money to start a store for Dimples. You took that money. I don't know how many pesos it was, 10,000 pesos. You never used that money for that purpose. You don't lie that, oh, what happened to the case? What happened to the case? You said you had the videos. You said you had the videos. You said you had the videos. You said you had the videos 2 months ago. People sent you 3,000 US dollars. Maybe you spent 1,000. What happened to the other $2,000 that you collected? Where is the rest of the money? Where is the rest of the money that people sent you for the cases? Where did it go? Well, every week we hear you have the videos, you're getting the videos together. Every week we're getting the videos together. Every week. Do you not understand that you have to have 6 different criteria for videos to make them legit? And you have to have a direct threat on a person's name and you have to be in the video. You don't have any of that. You don't. I have hundreds of videos like that. You have none of that at all. None of it. None of it. Your protege in the video taker does not have. They're third-party videos. Let's just put it like that. You have no proof. You're gonna go to the wayside, Barry. You deserve it too. You think it's funny that people came to my house and stalked me. You think it's funny that I got the shit knocked out of me with permanent ear damage. You think that's funny? Well, I'm gonna laugh when you get deported. And the person who, there's another person that's going to get involved with this as well. If they have to put a case on you, they're going to put a case on you. Now, this nonsense that I'm looking at on my screen can't be proven. That I never mentioned anybody's name in any video. Therefore, that one of the criteria has to be that I threatened somebody, and it has to be recorded. Never happened. So that's all imaginary shit. But what we have on you, what is on you, what you have recorded on your channel, that's going to happen. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to... Hold on. I'm going to mute. Okay, so here's that was an interesting conversation. So let's go to item number 3. You've lied to people, you've scammed people, you've stolen money from people, and I don't believe for 1 second. See, I believe that you got into a fight in a bar and somebody attacked you outside the bar. I don't believe that you were attacked. But it is possible. See, but the thing is, you have no proof of that. You said you went to the hospital. We know that you went to the hospital. But here's where you lied, big lie, Barry. Here's the big lie that you put on YouTube. You said that somebody came to your house with a gun. Okay, that's a major crime in the Philippines. That your neighbor knocked the man out with a piece of wood and the gun fell on the floor. That's what you said. And you kicked the gun to the side. That's what you said. Then the police came and you said the man was arrested for attempted murder with a gun. That's what you said. And you gave the gun to the police. That's what you said. And the police arrested the man. That's what you said. And the next day, we asked you, where is the police report? And you said that the police let the man go and no one knows where he is. You didn't give his name and you didn't give us a copy of the police report. You're a liar. Straight up and down, you're a liar. You lie. If you would lie about something like that, and you blocked me on your page because I asked you to show proof. See, this is what proves that you're a habitual liar, a bold-faced liar. Going on to the next thing, you're a bold-faced liar. Andrew Tate and you have unlimited women. That's what you said. You compare yourself with Andrew Tate, so that's why it's in the title. Never put out, you don't put out anything at all but hate. You don't have any useful content. Nothing do you have on your page that's useful content. Nothing on your page benefits any Philippines blogging genre of any sort. Nothing at all. Nothing. You've never gone to the beach and showed people where the beach was and what to do on it. First of all, you don't have beaches where you live. You have rocks, number one. You've shown people bars with women in the bar that may or may not be bar findable. I don't know. But you've made it perfectly clear that you go to the bars to pick up women that you could pick up the same night. That's up to you. But that's not showing, and that's not even a big issue in Mobile or in a lot of tourist towns. You think that that's content? I don't think that's content. I think you're a degenerate. That's what I think. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. Going on to item number 8. We're up to item number 8 already, folks. You bought your subs. You bought your subs. I know that for a fact. It would be impossible for you, Barry, to get 1,000 subs in a week, let alone 700 subs in a day. That's not possible. Now, I am not going to go through the trouble of going to YouTube and reporting you. I'm going to read it. Do you know the very righteous person? Oh, this is going to get good. This is going to get good. I know you bought your subs. Now, you know the other guy. You know the other guy is going to go make day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, email after email, screenshot after screen. You know that guy has been screenshotting probably my homepage as well. Screenshotting your homepage. So in order for him to know that you got 250 subs in one day then 200 a few hours later, and then 240 subs at the end of the day, he has to screenshot your page 3 times a day. He did that. So you bought the subs. Chances of you losing your channel because of that, mandatory loss of channel buying subscribers. If he can prove that, your channel is gone. Don't think I'm taking sides with him because I love him. I don't. But I have had it with you making fun of me. You, who has never accomplished anything of any value or any work in your life since we know you and since the day that you were born, that we can prove. You've never accomplished anything at all. You didn't buy the motorcycle. You didn't take a 5-6 loan out on the motorcycle. You had 5 different stories about the loan, where you got the money from. One of those stories might be half true. The other one might be true. But when you come up with 5 different stories for the same 80,000 pesos, something is not right. You didn't, where you got the money, how you got the money. First you got the 60, first they give you 60,000, then they give you 50,000, then you owed 20,000, then your friend lent you 20,000, then you got money. I don't believe a word of it. I think that Shah's family lent you the money. And that's okay if she did that, but I don't, this just goes on to prove that you're a liar. And when you get thrown out of the Philippines, you also drive a motorcycle with no license, no registration, no insurance. Everything about you. You don't add anything to the community. And neither does the other guy, for that matter. Other than blah, 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 and hate. Go look at my videos that I put out this week. I do comedy. I do diving. I went and visited the ruins. And what did I say about the ruins? You people here, the ruins on Bantayan Island, they'll go see. It's a freaking broken up old concrete house from 2013. There was a typhoon, a hurricane, Yolanda, that beat the house into the ground and just left a few walls up. And what's there, it must have been a beautiful house. But what's left of the house, all in the corners of the walls, people use it for a bathroom. It stinks. It's a filthy, disgusting tourist attraction. Can't jump off the wall into the water, and half of it, if you did, you're going to end up dead because the coral is just a few inches lower than the water. But I showed you this. I gave you timestamps. I brought Daisy. I showed people what it looked like. This way you can choose to go there or not go there. But at least it's content. You've never given anybody anything at all. You walked to a river. You walked to a river. Worthless, worthless, worthless blog. You walked to a river. You, again, going back, you laughed when somebody was outside my window recording the conversation that I had with Jack. When I called him an a-hole. That's against the law. Number one, against the law. It's called stalking. But you laughed. This is why I'm doing this video. You laughed when I was attacked, and you laughed when somebody stalked me. And I'm going to get the last laugh when I go down and sign an affidavit that you threatened somebody's life, if that's what it takes. Because you think it's funny that I got attacked. You think it's funny that I was attacked, viciously attacked with permanent hearing loss. You think it was funny when somebody stalked me. I'm going to think it's funny when I sign the affidavit. If I can do that, I probably will. And I'll sign an affidavit to YouTube if it comes my way that I know you bought subscribers. Because you did. Last page of notes. Anytime you guys want to get spunky and send me a super chat, that'd be nice. Considering I give you hours of my life every week, every day, every month of good YouTube comedy, content, and places to go with timestamps like the Virgin Island video I put up, the video how to get to Bantayan Island, the directions. You people come here like that piece of garbage, John, we'll call him the parishioner, worthless piece of garbage. He's blocked, by the way. You come here, he used to come and ask 10 or 12 stupid, worthless questions like he does on your page, and you answer him. He's never given you a dime. Why do you answer them? That's why people don't ask me questions, because I say, hey, where's my end? I'm giving you entertainment. I'm giving you knowledge about the Philippines. I deserve to make money. I deserve to make money. I give you valuable content in regards to the many videos I posted this week. Comedy, restaurants on the water, how to get to Bantayan Island, and blogging Bantayan. I give you valuable content. And you people come here and watch. You take notes. You take screenshots. You make fun of me. Because you're a bunch of twisted, warped, tiny-minded individuals. But that's what you are. Going back to number 10, or up to number 9. Virgie knows where you're going to move to. You don't think your girlfriend Shah has told Virgie where you're going to move? And once you move, anybody that wants to know where Barry lives after you move can just go to your old address, say hello to your pal Virgie, throw her a Happy Meal and a couple of pays, take her out for lunch or whatever. She'll tell everybody where Barry lives. What does she care? What are you going to do to her? Get upset with her? She's just trying to make a living. She'll take the money. She'll tell you what she can tell you. Virgie will give you up in a second. That's just the way it is here. Virgie's nothing personal, but Virgie can use the money. Unless you decide to say to Virgie, look, if someone offers you 2,000 pesos, I'll give you 2,000 pesos not to tell. Well, of course she's going to tell you that some... And that's another thing. You tried to bribe somebody. You moron. You moron. You put your face in the screen and you tried to bribe somebody. You moron. You told them, for X amount of pesos, I'll leave you alone. You moron. You moron that you did that. That's all recorded. That in it of itself can be a separate case. You don't even need a witness for that. Your face was in the video. Now, constant begging. You never stop begging. You never stop. You come on for an hour, nobody gives you super chat. You go, I'll be back in an hour. You come back another time. Someone could send me 1,000 pesos so I could get a bottle of Jack. Or then make it 2,000 so I could get some ribeye steaks with that. That's begging. That's e-begging. You're not even providing them with any content besides drama. That's e-begging at its best. I will predict that no one will give you a dime for your next lawyer's case. I will predict that. That no one will give you $1. Because number one, you have a case with Dimples, and well, you should. What you said about what she did with you in the bedroom, well, you should have a case. Well, she should have brought a case against you. You made very derogatory remarks about a Filipino. Not allowed. I hope she wins. I hope she continues with the case. I offered her and her boyfriend, I don't know anything about them, but I offered them to be their witness at the case. I'm not afraid to be a witness. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. I'm a witness. I offered her, and they turned me down. Drake, that was his name, Drake. They said, we don't need you. Thank you. As a witness. I said, well, keep it in mind. Hold on, let me read some comments. So, hey, Go Bobo sister, I got to tell you something. Don't go away. Oh, I hope you're still here. Yeah, I don't fly it in the ring. Go Bobo sister, well said. DNC Heidel. Sorry, I'm not seeing the comments on my page. You know what? I went to Skype a while ago. Okay, so let me go here. hold on a minute. I'm going back to the comments. Sorry about that. I really am sorry. I get. Well said, says Go Bobo's sister. Let's get Go Bobo's sister. Let's get his channel up there. He's got some stuff on his channel that's actually quite funny.
Hold on a minute.
I'm
going back to the comments. Sorry about that.
Hold on.
I really am sorry. I get.
Okay, so let's minimize this screen. I'm going to go to the comments now. Somebody get Go Bobo's sisters. Somebody get. Okay. Well, the sound is back on now. Okay, so, yeah, the sound. No, the sound is on now. Thanks, DNC. Hey, thanks, buddy. Go Bobo, somebody get. Go Bobo's sister has a video on his page, or her page. One of those, it's a funny video. You got to go. You're not. I found you on my Hoodwink page. Go Bobo's sister has a video that is freaking hilarious on his channel, or her channel. Maybe somebody could get Go Bobo's channel. Thanks, DNC. Okay, so where were we? You e-beg for rum. You e-beg for, you don't even, and you know what? Let me tell you people something. You morons, you people that give Barry super chat, you people are dumb as the day is long. You give that man super chat so he can buy filet mignon. He smokes 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. When you smoke that many cigarettes in a day, you could take a salt shaker and pour it on your tongue and you wouldn't be able to taste it. Why would you give a man that can't taste even a spice known as salt $25 a pound for filet mignon? Why would you do that? Aside from the fact that he doesn't know how to cook anything, he puts chicken on the grill 55 minutes to cook 3 pieces of chicken last night. Because the grill is that far away from the charcoal. You moron. When you're cooking chicken, the coal should be no more than 3 inches away from the chicken, and you stand there and flip them over, and you get the outside of them crispy. You don't even know how to cook. You are a worthless blogger in every sense of the word. Freebird said, hey, Freebird, thanks for stopping by. He just made a short saying he is picking up the subs and he takes them to his lawyer. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know what that means. Wait, he's going to take, so a subscriber is going to go and spend $200 or $300 to go to Cebu and swear out an affidavit that he's one legitimate subscriber? I'm not real sure what that means, but thanks for the comment. Let's go back to item number 16. You can't cook worth a bed sheet. You can't cook. You didn't even pack your stuff yet. You were supposed to move on the 3rd. That's tomorrow. I saw you lazy. You are the laziest, most worthless human being that makes videos on YouTube. You were standing there, you lazy individual. You lazy man. You absolutely lazy person. You were on the live stream last night telling your girlfriend, that's mine. The potato masher, that's mine. And that's mine. Why don't you do that yourself, you bum? You're a bum in every sense of the word. Every iota of the word bum. That's you, buddy. That's you. You could have been all packed, ready to go for tomorrow. You could have been all packed and ready to go for this afternoon. Leave a day early. And how come you're leaving anyway? Why are you moving? Doesn't matter where you go. They're going to find you if they want to find you. You'll have to tell, listen, you idiot, you have to tell the police where you're moving so they could drop off the affidavit. You have to do that. And then the police have to tell the other guy's lawyer where you are. And the other guy's lawyer is going to tell the guy who's making out the affidavit against you. And that guy's going to tell everybody where you live. So what's the point? I remember the point. I remember the point. I remember why you're moving. I remember. Let me tell you, people, why Barry is moving. I have notes on this as well. I have notes. Barry is moving because his landlord, the real landlord, not Virgie, but the man who owns the house, probably watches Barry keep the gas stove on for 2 hours sometimes to cook what he cooks. So a couple of hours a day of using the gas stove. I have notes on this, but I don't need the notes. About $10. Figure it costs Barry $15. It costs $15 a month for gas, right? He leaves the refrigerator door open. I remember getting bounced off the kitchen wall for leaving the refrigerator door open. It only happens once. Maybe a year later you forget, you get bounced off the wall again. Don't shut the refrigerator. Shut the refrigerator door. Open the door, close. Don't stand there in front of the door and decide what you want. Make it. My father was all the food we want. Any clothes that we wanted, sneakers, but don't waste food or electric. Don't leave the door open in the wintertime to talk to your friends. Go outside or bring them in the house. But Barry, you leave the refrigerator door open for 2 or 3 minutes. You bring the iced tea over to the table and you pour the iced tea, and then you talk into the microphone a little bit, then you go back to the refrigerator, then you close the door. You open up the freezer, you take out the ice, you go get a knife, you chop the ice up, you put the ice in the glass, and then you put the ice back in the freezer. You don't close the door. You're a wasteful individual. So you got $20 a month just to keep that refrigerator cold. You got $15 a month for the gas. That's $35. You got $30 a month for the internet. That you're the only person that uses it. So that's $65. You leave every light in the house on and in the shed until the landlord mentioned that he wants you to pay electric. So that was 11 or 12 light bulbs that I could count. At 12 cents a day, you left every light on the bathroom on. You left the light in the bedroom on. You leave all the lights underneath in the barracks there. You leave all of those on. So say you have 10 light bulbs. We're going to do the math easy. We're up to $65. You have 10 light bulbs at 12 cents a day. That's $1.20 a day. Times 30 is $30. It's $36 a month plus 65. So that's 36 and 65 is $101. That's another thing. You're an idiot when it comes to math. So you have 101, 35 and 6 and 35, 36 and 65 is $101. $101 for the electric, light, the gas stove, the internet, the gas stove, the internet, the electric, light bulbs. You have $101 in utilities that you use. They wanted you to give them an extra $120 because you've been using it for a year and a half like that, and the guy finally clamped down. It's reasonable for him to earn, not cost money. You only pay $8,000 a month, and I estimate that you cost him $5,000 electric, $5,000 a month is what I estimated your utilities cost. We'll go through it again because it's $30 for the internet. It's $15 for the gas. That's $45. It's $20 a month minimum for the refrigerator. That's $65. Then you have another $36 in electric for the light bulbs. So that's $101. That's 5,000 pesos a month. You're paying $8. What is the guy making? 3,000 pesos so Barry Jordan can have a house? That's not a good deal for the guy. So you're costing him 5,000 pesos a month and wasted, and most of that is wasted. You don't need to cook for 3 hours. You made soup, ramen noodles. You cooked it for 35 minutes. Ramen noodles cook in 3 minutes. So you're using 10 times the gas. You don't know how to cook. You can't taste the food. People buy you the food. They paid for your lawyer. You got $3,000, my best estimate, that you collected between you got 150,000, between 120,000 pesos and 150, you got 150,000 pesos, that's $3,000. You didn't spend but just one case. Where did the rest of the money go? Oh, I remember. Filet mignon, out every night, going to wherever, Burger King, Jollibee, whatever it is. You're a big spender, Barry, on other people's money. You had Maker's Mark. You have Jack Daniels. You're a big Coca-Cola. You spend 2,000 to 3,000 pesos a month on Coca-Cola. Those little bottles, 10 of them a day you were drinking at Cliff's place. You're a wasteful human being. You're going to go and you're an overstayer. I don't care what you say. You can't go to immigration without your passport. You can't pay your immigration fees without your passport. And I don't know that you are or not, but you said your passport's in Cebu, so that means you don't have your passport. That means you can't pay your immigration fees. That means you're an overstayer. You've never left the country. You blog going to buy Burger King, but you didn't blog when you left the country for your 3-year visa stay. You're a liar. You're a liar straight up and down, dude. Let me go back to my comments. No new comments. Last comment. I think we have the last thing. You still haven't given your lawyer the case. And you said you had the tapes that you needed months ago. You could have a guy saying this, that, and the other thing about you, but if it wasn't recorded from his homepage, I've told you people dozens of times, I could show you the files. I even have the files. I unplugged my drive. I could show you 500 videos recorded properly. Since I had the case with the NBI, they told me how to do it, I do it like that. So if I need to set a case, which I don't want to do, if I need to do that, I have also files to start a case. But in order to have a case, you got to have the person's face, you got to have their homepage. You cannot take a third-party video to a judge. You can't do it, you moron. How many times do you have to be told? It doesn't matter what somebody else said if it's a third-party video. You probably can't use it, you moron. Your lawyer is telling you that you can use it. He's right. You can give it to the judge. The judge does not have to accept it. You're a moron. You have an IQ of burnt toast, dude. And you lie. Now, what I should do is look for my Barry Jordan notes. Then I could show people with my notes that you have scammed, begged, asked for, and received 1 million pesos in the last 5 years. Just off the top of my head, what I remember, I kept track. I make notes because one day I knew that this day would come. Because I just, when I have nothing to do, I'm going to make YouTube videos. I'm going to keep track of stuff. Let me find. I'm going to find my. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get my Barry Jordan notes up on the screen. You guys think I'm kidding you? I'll screen. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the screen and the name of the video, and I'm going to give you also. I'm also going to give you the. I'm going to show you the file. I'm not embarrassed about that. I got to go to my documents. See, first I have it in a drive. I have it in a drive also, because once I put it in my documents, then at the end of the day, I put it into the drives, and then I put the drives away. Let's see, documents. Let's desktop documents. Let's go Barry. Let's search for Barry. Barry the Klepper. Could that be the one? Could be. Barry the Klepper. Could be. It's opening up. Hold on a minute. It's dated 12/16. Yeah, I think that's it. I think Barry the Klepper. That was, it has no real meaning. Klepper is actually not. Klepper is a Jewish slang for a con artist. But the actual word klepper is used for something else. Yeah. This is the document I keep on Barry. So I could record it. So, okay, here, I could, phlegm. The phlegm-fired mantis, right. Okay. Remember that, the phlegm-fired mantis. Okay. Okay, this is a document that I keep on you. So the name of the document is Barry the Klepper and Team Frank for the win. And here's why. November 6, 2022. Bummer the Klepper. Bummer the Klepper or Team Frank the Ponzi for the win. And here's why. November 6, 2022. The entire day, and none of your trolls has commented that they were wrong and I am not dead. Oh, that's another thing, you worthless piece of blogger. You worthless blogger. So your trolls were saying that I was dead. Barry Jordan, Bummer, for short, we're going to call him Bummer the Klepper. Let's get that. That's my notes. This is part of my notes. I keep notes. Bummer the Klepper. Let's get it up there. Let's get it right up there. Let's make it happen there. Bummer the Klepper. Or Team Frank the Ponzi. Or Team Frank the Ponzi. Let's get you up there too. And we'll go there, and then we'll give him a green. No, we can't do that. Same green. No. We give him a nice purple. Bummer the Klepper or Team Frank the Ponzi. These are my notes from November 6th on. You're a lowlife, as is everyone else that has allowed this to take place. Okay, let's go down to the bottom. First, I got to turn it around in case I put information on there. Yeah, I can put that up there. Look at this. Notes, I say. The phlegm-fired mantis. Well, let's just go get a color. Let's see, what color shall we use? The phlegm-fired mantis. Versus the Bentayne land mogul. Bummer. The Jim Baker. Now, I don't like that color. First of all, I don't like the color. Let's change the color. Okay, let's see. The phlegm-fired mantis. The phlegm-fired mantis versus the Bentayne land mogul. Bummer. The Jim Baker of the Philippines versus Frank the Ponzi. I was looking for a title. The Bentayne brawler versus the Klepper. The Bentayne brawler versus the Klepper. You know what I should do? Hold on a minute. I should, we have the Scambigler at the bottom. The Scambigler. Let's get all these words. Let's make them bigger. There you go. Now let's get a color. Let's use yellow. Oop. All right, so then we'll go, let's get a green. Okay, so, bummer, the klepper, the phlegm-fired mantis. You guys, what do you like there? Do you like that name, the phlegm-fired mantis? Bummer, the Jim Baker of the Philippines. The Bantayan Brawler versus the klepper. The mantis versus the king of the Swamplandia. Let's go back over here. The snot shooter. I always liked the snot shooter, but I don't think you could put that in a title. La snot shooter. L-A. La snot shooter. La snot. The. In French. I gave it to you in French, baby. I gave it to you in French. The flexible phlegm flyer. Remember the flexible flyer sleds? The snot shooter versus the man with the longest hallway in the Philippines. The flexible phlegm flyer. That would be the bummer. The flexible phlegm flyer. You are disgusting. You spit next to the table. You spit on the floor. You spit on the table. You spit into the feud. Not to be confused with the flexible flyer sled. Not to be confused with the flexible flyer sled. Now I'm going to go Scarman versus the Dapper Don of Bantayan Island. Scarman versus the Dapper Don. The Smoking Man versus the Hawaiian Rental Mogul. Yeah, the mantis arose by any other name. Now let's go to the, why do I have that there? Yeah, you have Brevis starting to smack on your page. First, let me inform you people about Brevis. Okay, aside from the fact that he stalked me last week, which was illegal, and actually he posted it, and I have Barry making fun of that he posted the conversation that I had with Jack Thompson. There's somebody stood outside my window, Brevis. He didn't say he did it, but he said that somebody recorded it and gave it to him. But Brevis is in Bohol, so Brevis did it. And Barry thought that was funny. So Brevis stalked me, because I told Brevis, don't come back to my house. I don't want you back here. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Because he makes up stories. Was it true that the guy on Bantayan Island was staring at Brevis's girlfriend? No, was not true. Was not true. Come on. First of all, if Brevis has a girlfriend that looks like a Filipino, she's not. I talked to her for all of 30 seconds, and Brevis's girlfriend immediately disappeared on the beach to go talk to the other Filipinas. She went to the women that spoke her language. Was she staring at Frank? I doubt that. I don't think that was true. I think Brevis made that up. And I don't believe that you would have to unplug the refrigerator to make the lights in the kitchen work. I don't believe that. Brevis is stirring up crap on YouTube. And when he did the interview with Philippines and Beyond, and he said that stuff, I don't believe it. Okay? And why don't I believe it? Because what he said about me is not true. I didn't talk about other bloggers. We talked about where he was going to move to. And he was looking around the Philippines. Pretty much that's all we talked about. We only talked for about 40 minutes, but we didn't talk about other bloggers. Certainly didn't talk about the case. And we certainly didn't talk about the Bantayan guy in Bentayan. There was nothing to talk about. Because why? First of all, I don't know Brevis. He's not my friend, and I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. And what was proven to be true is that he made up a story that we talked about other bloggers. It wasn't true. I know what I said. I know I wouldn't talk about other bloggers because I wouldn't talk about the case because it's against the wishes of the great Al de Winter and my lawyer. They said, don't talk about the case, so I don't talk about the case. Can I talk about Barry? Sure, I can talk about Barry. Because Barry thinks it's hilarious that I got the shit knocked out of me by somebody twice my size. He thinks that's funny. And he thought it was funny when somebody recorded me through the window. That's stalking. He thinks that's funny. And I think it's hilarious that he's going to move, but he's not moving I don't think he's moving for the reasons that you think. If he uses, and he does, if he uses 5,000 pesos a month in utilities, and he uses every bit of that, and he's paying 8,000, and after a year and a half, the guy said, look, I did my bills, I crunched the numbers. It's what landlords do. You are using up 6,000 pesos a month. I want that additional. He's entitled to that. He's the landlord. He's entitled to that as a landlord to get paid for his utilities. I pay for my utilities. When I lived in the Stanley house, they charged me 150 pesos per cubic meter for water. That's what they charge everybody. Because they have pumps, they have tanks, they have plumbing, they have maintenance on the tanks and the plumbing. They can't give water away for what it costs them to get it to the building, and then sometimes they have to buy the water. And I paid 10 pesos per kilowatt hour, and they paid 9. They made a peso per kilowatt hour. So if I used 100 kilowatt hours, they made 100 pesos. But they're entitled to that because they have to keep the books. They have to collect the money. They have to get the money. They have to write it down. They have to pay taxes on certain stuffs. But when your landlord wanted an extra 6,000 pesos, you used that much. So then it would cost you 8,000 pesos for a nice place. You're not moving because they wanted extra money for the utilities. You're moving for other reasons, whatever your other reasons are. But there's no way you're going to make anybody believe that you can't be found in an hour on your island. Virgie will give you up. The police will tell somebody where you live, or a lawyer will file a paper and say to the police, where does he live? I have to drop this paper off at his house, and they'll tell the lawyer. They'll tell the server. So it could cost 2,000 or 3,000 pesos, but they'll find you. So no, you lie about everything. So when Brevis was here, he lied about what we talked about. We didn't talk about the Bentayan guy, and we didn't talk about the case. So I know he lied about that. I know he lied about the refrigerator and the lights on the Bentayan Island house because the guy just had 1 million pesos worth of work done. You don't think they knew that before the electrician left? Of course they knew it. He lies. And his girlfriend was a very shy girl. Very shy. She said hello, and she disappeared to talk to the other Filipina. She wasn't going to sit around and listen to Brevis and I shoot the stuff back and forth. We went down to the beach. We had a nice conversation. But he's a snake. He's proven that he's a snake by lying about what we talked about. Did I record it? No. Did he record it? No. So he made up a story. Did he record the Bentayan guy staring at his girlfriend? No, because it's not true. Did he record any of what he said about the refrigerator and the light? No. So he can't say it and make people believe it's true. He just stirs up crap. He thinks it's funny. That's his idea of humor. I don't think it's funny, but he does that. There's not much you could do about it. Stalking me outside my window, didn't catch him in the act, so I can't say that you could do anything about it. I don't know what you could do about it legally anyway, but I don't think it's right. But Barry, you think it's funny? If it comes down to me signing an affidavit against you, I'm going to do it. just so you know, just so you know, just to be clear on this, you have disrespected me, who has never done anything to you before. I made a few videos about you because you think it's funny that I got the shit knocked out of me. You think it's funny someone stalked me. You think it's funny somebody came to my house and you're laughing and then posted a private conversation between Jack and I. Let's clear that up. Jack Thompson and I talk for 2 or 3 hours a week, every week, week in and week out. Demented cigarette smoker, says Jack Thompson. Heidel. Heidel is here? Really? Heidel, you started another account. If Heidel's here, I'm going to let him stay because he's got 100 accounts. Scott says, the demented cigarette smoker. Bob Skilton. Barry is an arrogant human being, says Bob Skilton. He is. His arrogance is beyond understanding. Listen, Bob, I don't know you. The runes, we'll get back to that in a minute. I told Barry a year and a half ago, don't put your face in the video and threaten people. Because it goes back more than a year when he said he was going to stick some sharp object in somebody's neck. I know what he said. I just don't want to say it. He said it. I saw it. I saw it live. And I immediately, probably not on my channel, I have 2 other channels that I use to store videos on, by the way. And I said to him, "What, are you stupid? You just told somebody that you're going to go to another island and stick something sharp into his neck and watch him bleed out." That's what Barry did. He said that. Screenshot that. Okay? He said it. I heard him say it. He threatened someone else's life with his face in the video. And then he said the guy's name. Never thinking the guy was going to come back to the Philippines or he was going to go do that. I don't know. But he did that. So you think it's funny that I was stalked? I think it's funny that that screenshot exists. I believe he copied that down that day. I believe he has that as a live, that you did a live stream. I believe that you could use that in a court of law as a death threat. I believe that. And I believe that you should not be allowed to do that. I don't believe that you should be able to stalk and threaten people on YouTube. And that's why we're in court now, isn't it? Isn't it? Because I have my beliefs as to what people should be allowed to do and shouldn't be allowed to do. And I'm not going to change my philosophy. I don't believe some... Barry, you have no idea how I look at you, what I look at you as. I look at you as... Henry Kissinger said it best. A useless eater. A useless eater. You have sucked off the government breast for how many years? You're capable of riding a motorcycle. You're capable of having wild sex. You're capable, you have been capable of working. You are on the government dole. Not that other people aren't on it as well for the same reasons, but you are arrogant and you've never accomplished. You're an underaccomplished man. You flipped pancakes. You flipped waffles. You worked as a bouncer in a bar so you could meet women and get drinks for free. I worked in a bar. I didn't drink. I gave my drink away at the end of the night. I was allowed 1 beer or 1 drink. I gave it away. I worked in a bar for 2.5 years. I don't drink. So I gave my drink away. But I did meet a lot of women when I lived in Key Largo. It was a beautiful bar. It was a discotheque bar, restaurant right on the water. I got paid to hang out in a bar overlooking a beautiful bay where there were beautiful women from all over the world. I don't know what kind of bar you worked in, and all I had to do was stand by the door and check ID. That was my job. I checked ID. One time, there was a possible altercation. The guy who was like 6'8", 6'7", he was as big as Big E. That's how big he was, but all muscle, no fat. And I said, dude, man, Mel, the Mel, and Mel was a Jewish partner. And thanks for the super chat. I'll get to the pot in a minute. Mel was a Jewish partner, and Mo was I don't remember if he was an Arab or Iraqi or Pakistani. Nice men I worked for. So it was a Jewish man with a Pakistani or Arab. They were partners. They were friends. They were great. They were great hosts for the hotel, for the establishment. They were good bosses. We got one meal, one drink. I ate my meal and I gave my drink away. One guy, Mel, comes over. There was another bouncer. He was supposed to work inside. He was a friend of mine, and he wasn't that big, but we were about the same size. And he said to me, "I'm not going to deal with that guy. You gotta get Mike to help me." So I said, "No, you stay there. You just stay by the door, because the people in and out had to check ID. They would take your license away." So I walk into the bar. I saw the guy because I was on the outside of the door, so I wouldn't smell smoke. The guy was, when he walked in, I was looking at the guy. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He's from Sweden. And he goes, "Okay." And we shook hands. The guy's hands was like this big. I'm telling you, he was as big as Big E. And he sat down, had a bunch of drinks. Mary was his bartender. Bush was working the bar. Mary was working the bar. Bush the bar's closed now. But anyway, Bush and I were good friends. Mary and I, not so much. But Mary said the guy didn't pay for a drink. So I walked over to the bar, and the guy is bigger than me. He's sitting in the bar stool. He's this much bigger than me. He's this wide. He's 4 foot. He's 4 foot wide. His arms are about 22 inches. Big man, huge weightlifter. I don't know what he was. And and I says, "How you doing?" He goes, "Okay." I said, "Look, what's the problem?" So Mary said, "He didn't pay for a drink." And he said, "Well, I bought all these." He's been buying drinks for 3 hours. It was ladies' night. "I bought all these drinks for these women, and she's saying I didn't pay for one drink or one round. I don't know. He didn't pay for his drink. I want him out of here." So I said, "Well, just hold on, Mary." So I'm not going to fight this guy. It's stupid. It's suicide. So I said to the man, "Look, you have two choices. You and I can get up now, stand up, and we go outside, and I will take you in my car over to Zappy's, Zappys, which is a half a mile away, and I will buy you a drink over there." The hell, don't worry about Mary. That's insignificant. She wants somebody to fight this guy. This is where Andrew Tate would say, "You want somebody to fight him, you fight him." So, and I says, "Or I'm going to try to drag you out, and you're going to knock the shit out of me, and I'm going to go to the hospital, and you're going to go to jail." And he's looking at me, and he's thinking. He's got a cigarette in his hand that looked like a little toy candy cigarette, and he got a drink in the other hand, and he's thinking. He's thinking what he wants to do. And he goes, "Let's go to Zappy's." It's okay. So I left with him, and we went to Zappy's, and me and him got hammered. Turns out he was from Switzerland. He was a bodybuilder. And at the end of the night, I drove him back to his hotel, and he was staying at the Holiday Inn, which is right next door to Coconut's Bar and Grill, and I went home, and we had a good time. But that was the only time I ever had an altercation in a bar as working as the doorman. The way you sound, you had fights every day. You're a little man. I'm a little man. I don't believe you, but you still don't have a picture of the bar. I have hundreds of pictures of Coconut's Bar and Grill with me and the Cheshire Cat, the DJ, Bush the bartender, Mary, the man I worked with, all my friends. I have hundreds of pictures. I just got to find that drive, but I have them. You have no proof of anything you've ever done before. Now, banging a pot. And then I'm going to show you the workup that I have. I think I'll show it to you while I bang a pot. I'm going to show you the money workup that Barry's connived out of people. And I have it in a file right here. I don't want to put it. Okay, here we go. Bummer, the Jim Baker of the Philippines. Here, look at this. Look at this. In general, beggars can be categorized in two types: those who have no choice and those that are forced to do it. Okay? There you go. These are what Barry has scammed people out of recently and in years gone by. And now let me go to, I'm going to go to no sound. Still no sound? How could there be no sound? Scott, you guys can hear the sound. Somebody tell me you can hear the sound. The sound is on. Okay, I think that's just old messages. My father would have skinned me for leaving the refrigerator door open or the lights on at night. Of course. Hey, John Blaze. Okay, so let's get a pot. We're gonna bang a pot. So Barry Jordan, I'll read out the scams. Bummer, the Jim Baker. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Sound is fine. Okay. Okay. Fling and Pooh, thank you. Happy New Year's, Michael. John Blaze, hello. Scott, my old man would have skinned me for leaving the refrigerator. Fling and Pooh, you can't leave the refrigerator door open. You're giving people money for nothing. And the chicks are free. Fling and Pooh, Happy New Year's. Bummer, the Jim Baker of the Philippines. 1,000,000 pesos, scandals and counting. 150,000 pesos for a lawyer. And he only filed one case, which is 60,000 pesos. That leaves 90,000 pesos for the next case that he's gonna file. And I don't believe the cases are 60,000 pesos. I believe they are 30,000 pesos. But I can't prove that. Either way, he collected 150,000 pesos. And so far he has spent 60,000 only. 88,000 pesos for a motorcycle. When I told him to buy a used motorcycle for 15 or 20,000 pesos, but he has to have the best. So he put everybody in debt for the rest. Then he scammed on the first teeth scandal, 25,000 pesos. But there was another scandal that PA Trucker gave money to. 25 plus 25,000 pesos. And then the second money was stolen from him when he got jumped or he went to a hospital, but no receipts. And then there was the dimples factor, that he took 11,000 of the 25,000 delegated for Miss Dimples. That's 11,000. He did get a computer and it disappeared. That was 25,000 pesos. He scammed somebody for 7,000 pesos for a water heater. I don't know if the next one is true. Supposedly he borrowed money from Cliff, but we don't know if that's true. So, not sure if he ever owed Cliff money, but why do you not have his phone number? That's... Why didn't you call him up on the phone? Why didn't you bring us to Cliff's? I don't believe you. But I can't prove that 15,000 pesos. But you have no way to contact your best friend in the world. Your man who you sat in front of his business for month after month after month. Let me check my comments. Thank you. Okay, the sound is good. Next page. Next page. Next page of show notes. So we have the next page. You scammed somebody for 18,000 pesos for a refrigerator, but that money was given back. It was an additional 10,000 pesos for an Xbox Series S. And you bought an Xbox Series X. 35,000 pesos for an exit visa, but you never left the Philippines. $3 American, 300 pesos from Frank the Ponzi gifted. It all counts in the end. Frank the Ponzi was nice enough to give you 300 pesos, and you didn't even say thank you. Then Frank the Ponzi gave you 120 cash, one pack of cigarettes from Frank the Ponzi. Merry Christmas. Then Frank the Ponzi gifted you and your girlfriend pizza. And you ate the pizza. Then Frank the Ponzi gave you 150 pesos in cash for a milkshake. And you drank the milkshake. Where all the pesos are going to add up to 1,000,000 pesos, folks. Then you collected 150,000 pesos to fight Frank the Ponzi's lawyers. So far you've spent 60. What happened to the other 90,000 pesos? I have to change this around. I don't want to put stuff in here. Oh, that's a big one coming up. 350,000 pesos. So, then you have... Oh, yeah. Whoa, wait, I forgot all about Jay. 20,000 from Honest Jay Kryptonite's pockets. I don't know if that was true. You were supposed to have taken... It's only hearsay. Even though Jay said it, but it's not... We can't prove it's true. You were supposed to have gleaned 20,000 from Jay's pockets when he had an attack, heart attack or something like that, or some sort of an attack. Jay accused you of taking 20,000 from his pockets. I don't know if that's true. Then, 25,000 pesos. Hold my coffee. You gave Glenn, somebody named Glenn, your passport, and he lent you money. And when you pay him back, you get your passport back. I don't know if that's true or not. Then you have 350,000 pesos in overstay fees. That you're going to owe somebody, somehow. And then 33,000, buy me a bottle, let's drink together. And those who have mastered the art of e-begging and make a substantial amount of money from it, a.k.a. Frank the Ponzi, while poverty is real, begging is quite often carried out in an organized and rational manner. He at least gives you something for his money. He actually goes out and spends the money on what he says he spends the money on, unlike the bummer. So let's add this all up. Let's go to the top of the receipt pile. 150,000 pesos for a lawyer. 150, 88. That's 300, and that's 238,000 pesos. 238. and 50 is 288. 288,000 pesos right here, up to that. 288,000 pesos. 11,000 from Dimples is 298. 299,000 pesos. 25,000 pesos is 324,000 pesos. Let's go. Let me 324,000 pesos. 324,000 pesos. 7,000 for a hot water heater. 331. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. That was okay. I'm live now. So we're up to 324,000 pesos up to the hot water heater. Okay, we're gonna now 324 and 15 is 339,000 pesos. Okay? 339,000 pesos. 349, 357, 357,000 pesos. And 10,000 is 367,000 pesos. Oh, and 95 would be 397 plus 5 is 402,000 pesos. 402,000 pesos. Then we have another 3, 4, 5, 400,000 and 820. 400,000 and 820 pesos. 920, 1020, 1120. So we have 403,020 pesos. 403,020 pesos. Then we have 20,000 from J the kryptonite. So we have 303 and 20. That's 333 and 20. We're just going to add it up as 333,000 pesos. 433,000 pesos. Then we have 25. That's 457,000 pesos. 457. Then we have overstay fees. 557, 657, 757. 807,000 pesos with the over fees. 33,000 pesos is what I figure you owed people for begging money for foods and rum. I mean, for rum and cigarettes. So 457, 460, 497, 500,000 pesos. 500,000 pesos. That's what we have running, and that's nowhere near what you've collected. That's just when I make notes. Okay? So I'm going to probably end this live stream now. I'll give you people a minute to say goodbye to one another. I had an important phone call from I'm going to be doing a flat earth video this week. I don't know that I'm going to get it done anytime soon. But the earth is flat. I got notes. Like I got Barry notes. Barry, so we have for sure 500,000 pesos in scandals. 500,000. But it's probably closer to 1 million because you're a klepper. You're a pilferer. 500,000. It's closer to 1 million, dude. And there are other things that I know about that I didn't say because I can't prove that. Thank you very much. So let me put my he did not pay the Bantayan rental mogul back for the milkshake, and he got upset about that. He remembered that. So if he could remember it, I could remember it. So flippin' poo, baby. Flippin' poo. He sent me money because he's not a cheap flippin' poo. You thought I was going over there. No. Thank you, Flipping Pooh. Thank you, Flipping Pooh. Thank you, Flipping Pooh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have somebody that will not be on my YouTube channel ever. You know, next week when I do my Flat Earth videos, thank you, Scott. Thanks, Scott Del Fuego wishes everybody a Happy New Year, safe New Year. Remember, don't drink and drive. I actually have friends of mine that are in very, very powerful positions that fly airplanes and pilot boats, and there is no compensation for the curvature of the Earth. There never was. Somebody sent me a message this morning that he flew an A-38 something. It was a small engine, single aircraft, overhead wing. And he said, you know, I never, in one of my posts on my community page, he says, you know, I never thought about a gyro does not change or follow the curvature of the Earth. The gyroscope is set plane, or you could set it on an angle. But when a gyroscope spins up and you set it at horizontal, it stays horizontal. You could go up and then the altimeter is going to change. You could go down, the altimeter is going to change, but you're still flying straight and level. It will not compensate for any curvature or draft, up or down draft. It just keeps the plane straight and level. So if the plane drops because of an air pocket, the gyroscope is going to keep you at flight level where the drop occurs. Now, there are avionics and other aviation instruments that will bring you back up to altitude, but a gyroscope just keeps you straight and level. And somebody sent me a message. Jonesy, hey Jonesy, the alien cat, Jonesy, thanks for stopping by. So the Earth is straight and level. Now, none of these people are going to come on my channel because they operate ships and planes. But anybody that tells you that the Earth is not flat, I don't know what to say to you people. I'm going to give you the links for you to do your research. I did not believe, I'm going to just go through my little routine. I thought anybody that said the Earth was flat was nuts. One day, I said, you know what, let me do some research on that. And I did it. And in one day, in 12 hours, I was done researching it, and I believed the Earth is flat after that day. Never changed my mind, and that happened in 2014. Okay? Thanks for watching. God day to everybody. Remember, please don't drink and drive. Scott says the whole concept is that the gyros or instruments all operate based on some force from the Earth's center, which would not be in compliance with physics, as I understand. No, the gyroscopes operate independently of any other force, but even, I'm going to go through gravity. There's no such thing as gravity either. There's no such thing as gravity. It's called density. And Newton would prove that, but that's a topic for another day. Thanks for watching. 2 hours is up. Barry, you're going down, dude. You think it's funny that I was viciously attacked and permanently damaged my right ear? You thought that was funny? Rolling on. If I am asked to go to testify against you, I'm going to say yes. Just want you to know that. You think it's funny that somebody sat outside my window and tape recorded my conversation? No big deal. I had a fight with Jack. Me and Jack fight 2 or 3 times a month about something stupid. And we do it. I was over by my kitchen at the top of my lungs while I'm cooking. So don't think that's some sort of a win-win if you put up the conversation where I called Jack an effing a-hole because he was being an a-hole. Okay? Don't make a mistake about it. Me and Jack have fights all the time. All the time. But we've also been friends for 7 or 8 years, so it don't mean anything to us. I call Jack later. Gotta go. Promise somebody I call him back in 10 minutes, and 9 of those minutes have gone by. I'm Big Permy from Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. And remember, just do me one favor for New Year's. Don't drink and drive. Too many friends of mine died in car accidents on New Year's and the holidays. Too many. Probably more than you want to think about. More than I want to think of. DNC, thank you for stopping by and being a wrench. Flying Circus, thanks for coming back on YouTube to say hello to me for Christmas. I'll send you a note one day. Everybody, bye-bye for now. And I'm not going to go through that whole God bless and subscribe to my channel because I don't care. I never cared, and I'm never going to care. I give you entertainment. I give you information. If you don't want to pay for it, then you don't allow you. Then don't comment. Just watch. That's what I asked you to do. That's what you're doing. You want to be cheap? There you go. Jimmy. Oh, there's only one Baby May. Baby Jonesy. Daisy May. That's right. Bye-bye for now. God day to everybody from Michael Fazio and Daisy May in the Philippines, baby. Umping, which means, of course, take care always.